Hello everyone, I'm Duke James. This is Vietnam 3.0, and I found something. This province is the largest city in the world now. So this modifier used to be in China's capital, which was confusing me a couple episodes ago when I talked about population size in the world. Because this used to be there, and then this province wasn't the highest population in the world. But now it is, it's flipped, and we get the largest city in the world modifier, which is that nice cyan teal color. We have the crown. That gives a local material cost for projects negative 25%. Visible in trade map mode, +1, which I'm not sure what that does. And then yearly prestige, +0.5. Unfortunately, local material cost for projects. I feel like by the time your province gets to be the largest in the world, you're probably not going to be building that many projects in that province, so that negative 25% cost reduction probably isn't that great. Because you're not really going to need it by the time you get it. That's unfortunate. But I'm not sure what other benefits having the largest city in the world would give you. So that's okay. And this province has 1.1 million residents in it, growing by more than 10,000 per year. The industry size is 2,675, with a profit of 1,101 ducats per year. So that is definitely good. The state owns 22% of that. The residents own 32%, so... And then the peasants own 13% as well, which is interesting. The nobles, burghers, and clergy own about 30% combined. So the residents actually own more than the nobles, burghers, and clergy combined, which is nice. I'm not sure what the effect of peasants having industrial property does, if that actually does something. And then it's also, it'd be weird if residents owned farmland. That's not the case now. Actually, you know what? That's probably because of, I always forget this, but that is probably because of, yeah, the cottage industry. But that's only 14 size. So the peasants in this province must own some actual urban industry. Which I'm not sure if that does anything, because I imagine they're not supposed to. But then I don't think I gave urban industry to the peasants, so they must have just acquired that naturally, I imagine. So maybe they are supposed to? The residents have a wage of 1,900 ducats and property income of 1,125. Which is pretty much what their consumption and investment is equal to. Of course, they don't invest as much as the burghers. The burghers invest almost, what, 3 times what the residents do, despite having a lot less wage and property income. That's because they consume less. Alright, I went ahead and I did a noble marriage, which increases nobility loyalty by 10% and their power by 2.5% over 5 years. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to demote greater nobility. And they will lose 5 power. Actually, they gained 0.25% power over 5 years, so that's actually 1.25% power that they lose. And this demoting greater nobility causes them to lose 5% power over 10 years. So that's what, 3.75% power swing from that for the cost of 15 noble loyalty and some stability increase cost and -8 relations and some mana. So I'll go ahead and do that. Because this power -0.5% should go away. Because that demoting greater nobility expired, so That will tick down now. The clergy. I'll take stuff from them when I can do show devotion again. That is where... That expires in about 2 years. How much is corruption? Because I could pardon smugglers. That would add to local corruption. Multiplied by their power. But if they don't have a whole lot of power in the provinces, then that shouldn't really add that much corruption. And I assume there would be a downward effect from my corruption reduction, decreasing that increase. Like in our capital, there's 37% power they have. So that would be 10% times that added to local corruption. How much is the local corruption right now? Corruption is 22.64. That's 0.37 per year added, which is about what it's decreasing by. If my math's not horribly wrong there. And that's for 7.5 loyalty, 15 relations, plus 0.1 state corruption, or yeah, 0.1 state corruption, which actually isn't too terrible. The nobility actually have... I think they have a couple. Familial appointments adds 0.5 corruption, so I could get rid of that. I'm just trying to weaken the nobility now. I'll do that, see what it does. Might as well test it out. Imagine it's not going to add too much to corruption. Okay, that's actually plus 3.3%. If that is a... Hopefully that's a one-time thing. Yeah, I think that's just a base one-time addition. So, 3 provincial corruption. Should actually tick down relatively quickly. I'm gonna drill these troops. Let's see, there's... I think global trade I still haven't embraced. It's spreading down here. It is in 7 of our provinces. But that only totals 3.8% of our development. This province is decreasing a little bit. Province already has a harborage rank 7. Irrigation, you know what I'll do? What would a capital in this province cost? If I can even build it. 2,000 ducats? Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that. I'm already building irrigation in this province, but I'll get that capital going. Actually, only 14 units. Hopefully that's relatively quick. Our tributaries are fighting each other. Ayutthaya is actually supposed to give us 732 manpower. I'm surprised that they actually accepted tributary status. 252 from Lanzing, 96 from Vientiane, 348 from Malacca, 108 from Champasak. I think that might actually be a net drain on people, because my people should be able to migrate into their provinces. Assuming they do investment, which might not actually happen. Apparently I allied Hantawadi. Don't remember doing that. This entire area is my tributary. I allied these guys, probably because I think I released them and then I allied them. That's what happened. That's Ayutthaya right there. Yeah, I'm not sure why I gave that province. I gave this province to Ayutthaya, I think, through threatened war, but that just gives Ayutthaya a border with Malacca. And caused Ayutthaya to attack Malacca. So my tributaries are fighting there's two tributary wars, Ayutthaya and Malacca, and Lanzang and Champasak now. That is the second Lanzang-Champasak war. The first one, I think, ended in a white peace. Can't you guys just get along and give me your people? Would make everything so much better. What, 1719? Yeah, I think I'll play... I don't want to put any definitive limits. Like, I'm not going to hit 1750 and be like, campaign over, but... 1750, 1775, I think. Although at that point I might just go till 1820, because I don't think any of my campaigns have actually gone to 1820. I think one of them went to like 1800 and I just was like, that's enough. But this is tall. That was before 3.0, so... I'm interested to see late game, like really late game. Alright, it looks like Lan Na will actually accept vassalization, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, if I can. They're a tributary state under Ming. I didn't think I would be able to ally them, but... yes, I can. Which makes sense, because they were allied to Ayutthaya earlier. Also transferring trade power, which I thought was not possible if they were a tributary state. And again, that makes sense as well, because you can't, force that if they're your tributary. Throw a gift their way. Yeah, at this point, past 1700, all rules are off. At this point, it's Vietnam after dark. I've already proven my original aim, which was to pretty much resist Ming. Go tall, resist Ming. See if I could do that. So now, just go wild. I mean, I'm not gonna go wide in terms of territories, but conquer some extra territories over here, which I did. Vassalize countries. Stuff like that. Pretty much just trying to lengthen the campaign a little bit. Add some interesting things while I keep up my population. Growth. Take stuff from the estates. Lots of downtime between those. So, fill that with tributaries and vassals. Whenever I can. I'm not going to make a concerted effort to vassalize the world. But here and there. Looks like the rebels have died down. Lan Na has accepted. That should make Ming mad. They're not gonna like that. Ming has Myanmar, Mokolistan, and Tumed as tributaries, and Kashgaria and Motokhams as close tributaries. So they lose another tributary. Interestingly, Goryeo is not a tributary. They've been attacking them a lot. Maybe they just like to fight them. Let's get these ships together. Go. They're protecting trade. My admiral died. 1 maneuver pip. Pretty sure I have 1 maneuver pip guaranteed from naval ideas. Yep. Game does not want to give me maneuver pips. For being 50%, for having 50% institution tech penalty, 356 mil tech cost. That be, so that would mean that, that would cost 128 mil points if I didn't have that then? 414 dip tech, global trade power plus 20%, I'll take that. This opens up another idea group, maximum resource size 2.5%, so I'll grab that as well. 2% urban production efficiency on the next one, I'll grab that too. Global trade's still pretty far off, so might as well grab those, get the benefits now. Alright. Estates, nobility. I will yield concessions, disown unpopular relative. Do a show of devotion and reduce tributes with the clans. Apparently the clergy have 2,000 farmland. Yeah, that makes sense. That should be about 10%. Yeah, so there's about 20,000 units of farmland in the country. I could take 1,000 units of farmland from the clergy, leaving them with 1,000. Wondering how much of that is actually positive farmland. 1,000 or 129. This province is negative 1,423 ducats of farmland. I think farmland actually decreased in profitability. Well, 663 ducats here. This province is a beast in terms of farmland. The clergy actually only have a little bit. They have more academic. If I take academic property from the clergy, that would be direct money to me. Nobility should have about, what, 4,000 units of farmland, so I could take 2,000 units of farmland from them. How much forestries do I have? They only have 6% forestries. Take forestries from the nobility and then give forestries to the peasants. I think that would give the most amount. I think I'll do that. That's actually only 887 units of forest. guaranteed most of this is unprofitable. The forestry industry in this province is still unprofitable. Even with a huge raw material shortage, it just will not go positive. $745,000 people living here as well. Peasantry labor difference of 54, close to 54 labor difference. So there's a lot of unemployed people in this province, and this forestry industry still will not go positive. There's definitely something there causing that to not be positive. Something with the province itself, I imagine. I think I'll just take farmlands from the nobility. Or mines. I can't decide. If I take mines, that would be like academic, something that I keep. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and take mines. And then I'll take academic from the clergy when that expires. Which actually expires in a year and a half, which is actually pretty quick. So then I'll take academic from the clergy and then probably industry from the burghers. And then possibly give out industry to the peasants, or the residents. I don't want to give out to the... I don't want to give industry to the... urban industry to the peasants. Yeah, and I have 25% of that, so that'll actually be a good chunk to the residents. Should decrease my income. Because I imagine most of that urban industry is positive income. Alright, I'm going to end this part here and pick up in the next part. So, thank you for watching. Goodbye.